What I'm about to tell you might completely change how you see your struggles. There are invisible prison bars in your mind right now, and you don't even know that they're there. These mental barriers are so deeply ingrained that they feel like absolute truth. But here's the shocking part: they are not facts at all. They're just old stories you've been telling yourself for so long that they've become your reality. And here's the real kicker: these stories aren't just holding you back in small ways, they're actively shaping the person you are today, the life you're living, and even your future. But what if I told you that there's a way that we can rewrite these narratives? Hey everyone, Jay here with Life Next Level. This is the channel and a website and everything else that we do where we dig into the real stuff that holds you back and uncover tools and other things so you can level up your mindset, your relationships, and your life. If you're ready to break through your mental blocks, shift into growth mindset, and start seeing real transformation in your life, hit that subscribe button below. We've got powerful strategies that you won't want to miss. And you won't find fluff here, only stuff that actually works. So let's keep the momentum going. Now that you've uncovered the invisible prison bars that have been holding you back, we're going to dive into the next critical piece. What's really happening inside your brain when these beliefs take root, and how can you start to dismantle them? Here's the thing. Research literally shows that we have about 50,000 thoughts per day, and most of them repeat themselves. And more than half of them, this is crazy, tend to be negative thoughts. Maybe a teacher told you when you were 8 years old that you're not good at math. And that single moment installed a belief that's been running your life ever since. I challenge you to try something right now. Think about an area where you just feel stuck. Then listen to the story you tell yourself about why you can't move forward. Notice the reasons, the excuses, the "I can't because" statements. Those aren't facts. They are limiting beliefs, and they're masquerading as truth to you. And recognizing them is step one. Realizing they drive your every choice is the breakthrough. Most people go their entire lives trapped by these beliefs without ever realizing that they hold the key to their own cell. But here's what's really happening when you feel stuck despite trying so hard. Let's talk about the hidden enemy within your mind. Your brain has been hijacked by an invisible enemy that's been sabotaging your progress for years. Picture yourself driving with a parking brake on. You're pressing the gas pedal harder and harder, but you're basically crawling forward. The engine's working overtime, really hard. You're burning fuel like crazy, but you can't figure out why you're not getting anywhere, why you're not moving forward. That's exactly what limiting beliefs do to your life. You're putting in massive effort, trying every strategy, reading every book, listening to every podcast, taking classes, but something invisible is holding you back. Here's the thing about limiting beliefs. They're not roadblocks that you can see coming a mile away. They're invisible mental programming that got installed in your brain years ago, sometimes even decades. Maybe that teacher then told you that you weren't good at math when you were 8 years old, and it's still in your brain. Maybe your parents constantly worried about money and said things like, "We can't afford that," or "Rich people are greedy." Maybe you failed at something important and decided you just weren't cut out for success. These experiences didn't just happen and disappear, unfortunately. They created beliefs that are still running your life today. The sneaky part is that these beliefs don't feel like beliefs at all. They feel like absolute truth. When you think, "I'm not smart enough to start my own business," it doesn't feel like an opinion. It feels like a fact about reality. When you tell yourself, "People like me don't get promoted," you're not questioning it. You're just accepting it as the way things are. But here's what's wild. These are not facts. They're just stories you've been telling yourself for so long that they've become your truth. Let me give you some examples of how this plays out. I'll be doing another video on this too, where I'll go more in depth. But Sarah grows up hearing her mom say, "We're not the kind of family that travels." Now, Sarah is 35 now, makes decent money, but has never left her home state because people like her don't travel. Mark got called stupid by his older brother throughout childhood. Today, Mark won't speak up in meetings at work because he's convinced he doesn't have anything valuable to contribute. I want to highlight one thing about these thoughts. That's all they are, thoughts. If you take one thing out of this video, Think that. All these limiting beliefs are, all the things that are holding you back, they are just thoughts. They are learned, they're not innate, and they are changeable. But it's not necessarily easy, right? Personal growth isn't necessarily easy, but if you want to get where you want to go, you got to go through this stuff. Hell, most people can't even distinguish these from fact. So how easy can it be, right? Psychologists find that our beliefs literally rewire our brain's pathways, spotlighting evidence that matches our worldview while ignoring the rest. It's like a personal version of confirmation bias. If you believe you're unlucky, your brain's going to spotlight every bad thing that happens while filtering out any of the good stuff. If you believe opportunities don't come to people like you, your brain won't even register opportunities when they show up. You're not being negative. You're not being pessimistic. Your brain is just doing what brains do. It's confirming what you already believe to be true. And this creates what psychologists call, I'm sure you've heard the term, self-fulfilling prophecies. Your beliefs shape your actions, and your actions create your results. If you believe you're bad with money, you won't educate yourself about finances. If you believe you're not leadership material, you won't step up when the opportunities arise. You may not even see them. If you believe you always mess up relationships, you'll sabotage good connections before they can flourish at all. Your belief becomes your reality, but not because that belief was true to begin with. The most dangerous part is that limiting beliefs operate below your conscious awareness. You're not walking around thinking, I'm choosing to believe I'm not good enough. The beliefs are running in the background, like software on your computer, apps on your phone. They're making decisions for you. They're filtering your perception, and they're shaping your behavior without you even realizing it. You think you're making rational choices, but you're actually being controlled by programming that you didn't even choose. Most people, honestly, never recognize this is happening. So they go through life staying stuck. They stay stuck in the same patterns year after year, wondering why they feel stuck and why they can't break through to the next level. They blame circumstances, they blame other people, bad luck, lack of resources, and they never realize the real obstacle is invisible and just living inside their own minds. But here's the game-changing difference between limiting beliefs and actual facts. Facts, they can't be changed, but beliefs, they absolutely can be changed. The parking brake analogy works perfectly here because once you realize it's engaged, you can release it. The moment you recognize the limiting belief for what it is, you've taken that first step towards freedom. The clues to these hidden mental barriers are everywhere, but you need the right tools to uncover them. So let's shine some light into your dark mental corners. It's time to become a detective of your own mind. Your limiting beliefs hide deep in your shadows, and they're only visible when you shine a light directly on them. And the most powerful flashlight that you have in this is journaling. And I'm going to show you exactly how to use it. Journaling creates a safe space where you can examine your thoughts without judgment. I love journaling. I have a notebook that I do gratitude journals in. I just journal. I write down my plan for the day, the week, the year. I always have a notebook with me, but maybe you don't. I highly suggest you do. I think journaling can be absolutely groundbreaking, even just 5 or 10 minutes a day. Anyway, again, journaling creates a safe space where you can examine your own thoughts without judgment. It's crazy the things that you write down when you journal and you just let it spew. When you write things down, though, patterns emerge that you probably wouldn't notice if you were just thinking about them. Your brain can't hide from itself when the evidence is right there on paper and you're reading it. Research shows that using what questions instead of why questions keeps you curious and positive during this process. So ask what questions, and it makes the exploration way more productive. So start with this evidence-based prompt that expert coaches use. What reasons do I give myself for not making progress? Write for 10 minutes without stopping. Just let it all spill out. Don't edit, don't judge, just write. I think you'll be amazed at what comes out. Maybe you'll write, I don't have enough time, or I don't know the right people, or I'm too old to start now. Again, these aren't facts. They're your limiting beliefs talking. But that's okay if you write that down. I just want you to write anything down that comes out and then reference it. Look back at it when you're done after those 10 minutes. I think you'll be astounded by some of what you write down. and pay special attention to your I am statements. Those two words are so incredibly powerful, and research actually shows that they define your identity at the deepest level. When you say, I'm not good enough, you're not describing a temporary situation. You're declaring who you are as a person. Isn't that crazy? Let that sink in. When you say, I am not good enough, you are declaring who you are as a person. Your brain takes these statements seriously and starts looking for evidence to prove them right. Back to the self-fulfilling prophecy. And expert coaches use this technique to spot core beliefs because these statements reveal how you see yourself. So write down every I am statement that you catch yourself thinking over the next week. Keep that notebook with you. Anytime you say I am, write that down. You'll start to see patterns that reveal your limiting beliefs, and it takes them out from hiding in the shadows and puts them in plain sight. Here's another technique if you want to try it out. Complete this sentence. I would love to do X, but I can't because I am Y. For example, I would love to start my own business, but I can't because I'm not smart enough. Or I would love to travel the world, but I can't because I'm not the type of person that does things like that. These sentence completions really reveal the exact beliefs that are holding you back. Your body gives you clues too. When you think about pursuing a goal or opportunity, notice if your shoulders tighten or your stomach knots. Your body flags the belief before your mind even recognizes it. These physical reactions are not just random. They're literally your limiting beliefs trying to protect you from what they perceive as danger. Your body is responding to the belief, to your belief, not the actual situation. Watch for patterns of self-sabotage in your daily decisions. Do you procrastinate when things get important? I know I've had that and fell into that trap many a times. Do you pick fights with people right before good things are going to happen? Do you suddenly get sick when some of these opportunities arise? These aren't coincidences. They're your limiting beliefs in action, creating obstacles that keep you in your comfort zone. Instead of generic examples, reflect on one real memory from your own life. Maybe a childhood comment that's still echoing in your decisions today. Maybe you already know one because you know of limiting beliefs. Maybe you have to think on that. But once you do, try to think about a childhood memory and that's still echoing and informing some of your decisions today. That personal connection can really reveal more than any story I could tell you. And you're probably going to feel resistance to these exercises. I know I have. Here's what's really happening when you feel that. Your limiting beliefs are fighting back. They've been protecting you for years, and now you're threatening their job security, which is a good position to be in. That uncomfortable feeling, it's not your sign to stop. It's a sign that you're getting close to something very important. The resistance you feel is actually your limiting beliefs trying to keep you safe. The question is, will you actually use these tools? Or will you let another day pass without taking that crucial first step? So wrapping things up, breaking free from these mental barriers requires action, not just awareness. Awareness is step one, then you have to take action. Most people stay trapped in their entire lives because they never take that first step of honest self-examination. Look, it can be freaking hard. Man, that can be really hard. It can be hard to admit. It can be really hard to just have that conversation with yourself. They keep pushing harder, trying new strategies, blaming circumstances, but they never look inward at the real problem. Sound familiar? Right now, I would love you to pause this video, grab a pen and paper, pick just one journaling prompt from today's video. One of the exercises. Spend 10 minutes writing without stopping or judging yourself. That's it. Just take 10 minutes of brutal honesty with yourself today. This isn't about positive thinking. It's not about motivation right now. This is an introspective step shown to cut through the negative loops. Research warns against obsessing, so limit it to 10 minutes, 10 focused minutes. This is about building the foundation that makes real change possible. You can't change what you can't see. And once you see this, then you can start building off of it, changing things, getting that motivation, finding that personal growth, and starting to get unstuck. I know we all want to get unstuck. Drop a comment below sharing one belief, one limiting belief that you've uncovered through this process. Let me know. Reach out to me. I'd love to hear it. And if you want more techniques for honest self-reflection, hit that subscribe button. Your future self will thank you. I appreciate your time. I hope you have a great day. More to come on limiting beliefs next time. See ya.